captain yesterday after watching the tape. We did some very good things. Obviously, we improved from the previous week. Gave ourselves opportunity to win the game at the end. Didn't get it done. Still had too many penalties. And we made a few more plays, not enough plays. And we are still, we're excited about what we've seen from week to week up until this point. But it's still not good enough because in this game, it's not only competing, but the scoreboard, what the scoreboard says. So we're back at work. We've gotten off to, had meetings early this morning, individual meeting with coaches, and we're trying to get better.
Always a pleasure. Coach Buckley, it's Alan from Allen and Aaron's Sports Radio Show. Sorry about the loss, but on a positive note, just going through the game, what were your thoughts going into halftime? Were you content with sticking with a tie game 3-3, or did you have other thoughts in mind?
Well, we wanted to score. We wanted to get the lead, at least a 2-score lead. Obviously, that didn't happen. We got a 1-score lead and didn't get the 1 point. We went for the 1 point versus the 2 just to make sure that we was in range. You got to keep it in the back of your mind. That's what's so exciting about this league. A score 7, they get 6 and 3, 9, you're down 2, but we still have a chance with a field goal. So all those scenarios are coming up in your mind about 1, 2, 3 point. But it was good to see us come out the second half, especially third quarter, into the wind, and it was really windy to get that lead and get the momentum. It was it was some positive vibes on the sideline. And even after the game, as disappointing as it was still positive. And guys are I think, starting to believe that we do have a very good team. We just got to make the plays when it counts and it matters. And we didn't get any call. That didn't help. I mean, we got overruled on everything. It was a tough day on that side as far as penalties and getting some calls. I think they had 2 penalties. We had 9. And you look at the tape, it shouldn't have been like that.
On that point, do you get a chance to actually see what's going on, like before you throw a challenge? Do you get help on that in any sense?
You try to get help. Of course, at Arlington, they weren't showing no replays. And so you kind of going like on the pass interference. You can't really see the angle if he bumped and the ball was out of bounds. So for me, like on that challenge, it was twofold of, did he bump him enough to impede him? And there's this thing called overthrow, uncatchable ball. But when it comes from the, obviously, command center, and they're saying, well, we don't see that. You stuck, and you don't see nothing in the stadium. So you kind of just going off a field and memory, and if you're sitting at a bad angle, it could be good, or it could be bad for you. That was bad for us yesterday.
Coach, kind of building on that, you held them for 2 quarters scoreless. You hold them to 3, only 3 in the first quarter. Needed a tough call to go a certain way for them to even have the opportunity to get the go ahead. Could you speak to how excited you are about the defense's production? I know there's gonna be all the criticism and the loud whatever about the offense, but what can you say about the defense and their efforts so far this season, especially in this past game?
Oh man, Tony Carter, the defense coordinator, is doing a tremendous job. Defense is stepping up and getting better every week. And I love that enthusiasm. Even after this performance, you can hear him talking about we have to do a little bit more in our capabilities. Instead of breaking that ball up, instead of just getting a sack, ripping the ball out. And I challenged them. I said, special defenses score touchdowns. We stopping people, we getting a turnover here and there, but we're not scoring touchdowns. So we have room, still have a lot of room to improve but they're off to a tremendous start. I'm very, very pleased in the direction of not only their play, but their mindset.
With that in mind, Coach, let me ask you this too about the offense. You have said, you're willing to switch guys out to find the right mix. Jalen Smith, I believe, was the guy that came on the team Wednesday, had a pretty big catch in the game. How do you kind of overcome the challenge of building the chemistry with the new guys? You mentioned advantages being in Arlington and all together, that helping a little bit, but I mean, that's no simple task to have somebody just come in off, I don't want to say off the street, but like into the roster that, and then what, a few days later, they're in the game. Like, how do you overcome that?
Studying, being organized, having coaches be great teachers. It's tough. We used wristbands yesterday. We are trying to figure this out. We're not saying, well, we got to get better. This is, we're going to take it day by day. We understand where our challenges are at. We've identified that as a staff. And we are, 100 miles per hour trying to get going. Because we know we are close. And once we get going, we are excited on what it's going to take us. So whatever we have to do as coaches to make sure that they know what they're doing, we're going to do. If it's staying late, coming in early, doing that extra stuff, it doesn't matter. We're going to turn over every rock to get the new guy ready to go. And we're not finished. We have a few more moves left, and we're going to, something is brewing as we speak.
So yes, you accenting that smart from the players and the smart, fast, and fearless. Okay, I hear you.
Yes, exactly. Now the fearless part is getting us a few W's.
Coach, your thoughts on how your quarterback played yesterday?
He did some good things. Obviously, there's also some things that we can improve on, just the fundamentals, improving the footwork, improving some of the reads, and schematically, we have to give him some more tools. That's what we was talking about this morning as a staff. And the way he played, gave us opportunity, just didn't cash in on it.
Was it difficult to go with Lynch over Francois?
No, that was the plan. If as you watch the game, you guys watch it. I was watching the Florida game. This was the first game where it was like, okay, we got a little momentum. Offense is doing some good things. We're driving. We had a couple turnovers in there that slowed us down. And as anything, momentum means a lot. And you don't want to mess that momentum up. He was scheduled to go in. I held it off because I just felt like the momentum was right there. That's something that you look back on and you just go back and forth on. Should I, should not, and there's something moving forward that's why I try to remove myself from those decisions. And that's why I said, you go in at this series. So I don't let the momentum or gut feelings, when that start to get in the way, then you don't end up playing.
How are you, Coach? Sorry about yesterday. I know it was a rough one. You have it almost at your fingertips and it gets away from you. How frustrating is it that your offense had probably their best game of the season so far, moving the football, but the turnovers kind of took those scoring opportunities away from you?
Absolutely. Turnovers, kills it. It's a couple of things. We had penalties. We turned the ball over and pre-snap penalties. So that was very, very disappointing. We emphasized, obviously, the discipline part of what we're trying to do. We've implemented, jumping off sides, false starts, you take a lap during practice. So we're doing things to bring that to their attention. Obviously, it's still not sinking in, and we're not going to give up. We see the improvement. Guys see what we're capable of. A couple of things we got to do. Play better red zone. We got to get more explosive plays, and we have to eliminate these pre-snap and penalties that are hurting us and turnovers. We can't turn the ball over. And then as you can see, the second half, we got some new guys in there.
Coach, you all have a home game coming up. What will be your message to the fans who are going to come out to support you all?
Come out and see this first one. I mean, that first win is always special, right? We're gonna give you our best effort. We are constantly making changes. We are going to play hard, and eventually we're going to make our plays. And you would want to be there when we do that, because it's going to be something special. I mean, we are plugging and digging to get this thing going in the right direction.
Hey, Terrell, how you doing?
How you doing?
I wanted to ask, can you talk about the Quinton situation? Is there anything you can mention about that, and how it maybe went about, and what's going on with the statuses?
Yeah, the league is handling that. We've done what we want to do. The league is handling that situation.
Coach, coming into this week, you've got a really tough opponent who's hot to trot right now in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
What is your mental preparation looking like, seeing that you're hungry for a win and they may be taking you kind of lightly?
Well, we played them. If they go back and look at the first game, even I think we're a lot better than we was then, and how we played for at least 2 quarters, and we've improved since then. So all we can do is focus on us and make sure that we are getting better and putting ourselves in position, not only in position, but starting to make those plays. We are very, very excited about this opportunity. That's what's so great about this league. If you look at the point structure, as we fix and get better, there is a trend. How many points you score, you can get in the 20s, you have a shot to win ball games. And our defense is getting better. I think the offense is getting better. I think the coaching staff is getting better, understanding what we have. And I think you guys are going to start to see that. You saw a little bit of last week. Now we have to keep building on that.
And a follow-up question. The running game took a little bit of a step back this week. What is your thoughts on what went right, what went wrong, and what's it going to take to bust out a big run like you did at home last week at Camping World? Because Jermaine Martin was off the hook in that game.
Yes, well, better run blocking, better not turning the ball over. On the second fumble, we had an alley right there. And unfortunately for us, our lineman got in front of him, and you see how the ball came out weird. He actually knocked the ball out of his hand. He was about to cut up in there, and we had an alley. You would have seen another big run. So we just got to clean up that little things. We will run. I want to say we ran for 87 yards, close to 100. So we wasn't that far off. We got to get north and south also as running backs. I think we're running sideways too much. We got to become downhill runners.
Speaking of the fans that are coming out to see the game, are you going to commit to Paxton for the full game, or is that to be determined?
That still be determined. Like I said, man, we're 0-3. We're trying to win ball games, and at this point, whatever it takes. If it's Paxton the whole game, if it's Francois, to me it doesn't matter. And we are signing another quarterback today, who you guys are really familiar with. I think you guys are gonna like this signing. We're very, very excited about this young man.
Wow. So that was the question that the fans have been asking me, if you're going to stick with Paxton. So obviously the carousel is going to continue. It sounds like.
Yes. Our goal is we want to continue to improve. And whoever gives us that best opportunity to have the end results that everybody wants, we're going to do it. We are committed to excellence, committed to growing, committed to getting better. And I know we're sitting here in 0-3. It would have been this way if we was 3-0 where we just want to get better.
Coach, I got to say, I dig the show business with the teaser there, but let me take it back real quick. BP mentioned that Houston, being like they're at the top of a lot of power rankings, take them with a grain of salt, obviously, but you've played these guys before. In your mind, what is it that makes the Roughnecks such a tough squad?
They have they familiarity. They understand. They have an identity of what type of team they are or they want to be. We're just not coming into that. So you kind of get like a little head start when you go into the season knowing this is who we are, this is what we want to do. I don't know how many changes they've made. Like I said, that's all I can do is concentrate on our team and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. And always remember, I just tell the guys this. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. And I done said this before. My first Super Bowl, and my only Super Bowl, we started 1-4 and finished strong. 1-4.
So in that point, that means that you're going to win on Saturday then.
We're going to do all that. We're going to come and compete. You don't have to worry about us. We're going to compete. We're going to play hard with the guys and the change we'll make. We are going to come in there and give you 100%. We're not going to give you 90. We're not going to give you 130, 40. We're going to give you 100% every play.
Terrell, you guys have had moments of explosive plays on offense. How are you able to kind of generate? How can you guys able to generate some more of that? Give you some opportunities, maybe some big long plays to help kind of maybe sway the offense momentum on the offensive side.
I met with every coach this morning, and we talked about that. We need more big plays, and we watched the tape. I watched the tape with them individually, and we talked about how can we create that. And now that we have a better feel for our explosive players, you got to get the ball to them. I don't care, all the schematic, well, this is what I did, this is how I did it before. All that's out the door. I don't care what we have to do. We need to get the ball in our explosive players' hands and let them work and let them make us a better team.
Hey, Coach. With the league doing the extra audio on the sidelines and in the locker rooms, you're getting a lot of access on national TV. Well, week one, late in the fourth quarter, Wade kind of took a little shot at you in the fourth quarter there when he was trying to get out of that game. Is that a little extra motivation for you to say, hey, I heard that. Not only am I going to get my first win, but I'm getting it against you?
No, I don't need any extra motivation to go out to compete and win ball games. Like I said, we're focusing on what we're trying to do here. And if you win a ball game, you say what you want to say, right? So we got to get a win. Then I can say what I want to say. Until then, we got to focus on what we're trying to accomplish here with the Guardians and getting ourselves on this track and starting. Once we get on that track and start down that hill, what happens when you're going downhill? You pick up speed. And that's what we're trying to do.
Time for a couple more here, guys. Anything?
Yeah,
Coach, I'm going to ask you, if you will, to throw out 2 or 3 names for us that are players on your team that are really playing well, either side of the ball.
Coda Lattimore, Pants Plummer, Mike Elam. Really, you can't, the whole defensive front is playing really well. Terrence Smith. Those are a few names just right at the top of my head that are doing an excellent job for us. And some guys are starting to pick it up, which one of them being Charles Rambo is starting to get going a little bit for us too.
All right, last one or two here, guys.
Yeah. Coach, this is a fan-driven question. What are your thoughts on Jose Borregales, the kicker, and his play so far?
He's done a pretty good job for us. When you come up a yard from making a 56-yard field goal, that's pretty impressive. He's kicked well yesterday for us into the wind, doing besides the first kick of the season. I think he was a little nervous. He's done an excellent job placing the ball on the kickoff. Like yesterday, the wind was blowing like 20 miles per hour. Their kicker was kicking in the end zone. He placed the ball right where we need to, so we wouldn't get that penalty and they start on the 35. I've been really, really pleased with the way he's been kicking.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Buck. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Terrell, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Soon.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Coach.
it.
Thank you so much, Coach. Best wishes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.